I'd like to ask you about press freedom and then about a significant White House personnel matter. About press freedom, our government appears to be closer to potentially extraditing Julie and Assange. Press freedom groups say that the case threatens to criminalize our profession. So I'm wondering what the White House's thinking is regarding that matter and the potential threat to press freedom. Does the White House have a stance on the pending federal press shield legislation that passed the House and that Senator Schumer told me he hopes reaches President Biden's desk this year?
You're talking about the Press Act more specifically. Yes. Look, and I've said this many times. I said this last week, where journalism is not a crime. We've been very clear about that. As it relates to this particular legislation, I haven't reviewed it. Would have to talk to our Office of Leg Affairs on that particular legislation. But I do want to say, back in October of 2022, the Justice Department codified a policy to ban subpoenas of journalist records. The President strongly supports the right of free and independent press. That is something that the President talked about when he was at the Gridiron. The President talked about this at the last White House Correspondents' Dinner. He's been very consistent about this, and I'll just quote him for a second. "A free press is a pillar of any free society, and while we may not always agree with certain coverage or admire it, we do admire the courage of the free press. Journalism, again, is not a crime."
Before moving on, just to confirm, no stance yet on the Press Act that you're aware of, and the Assange matter, is there concern about that?
I don't have much more to share besides what I just laid out here, so I'll just leave it as what I just stated to you.
Been in prison 5 years.
I understand. I heard the question. I'm just not going to go beyond from what I just stated.